My friends, we are at Zaanse Schans, a traditional village best known for its collection of windmills and wooden houses that were relocated here from the wider region north of Amsterdam for preservation. It developed into an international tourist destination with several million visitors every year. It is a 20-minute drive from the center of Amsterdam. The Netherlands are known around the world mainly for two things: tulips and windmills. The Zaanse Schans area was actually set up in 1963 as a reserve for historic buildings. The Catharina Hoeve cheese farm is a replica of an old farm, and cheesemakers wear traditional costumes and offer daily demonstrations on the famous Henry Willig cheese. From Gouda to goat and herb cheese, admission is free.
Together with his wife. Nowadays, we produce the cheeses the same way as 50 years ago. So, in this picture, you can see Henry Willig. And this is his middle son, Vive, who is right now the owner of the company. So it's a very old picture. So, for the cheese, we start to put the milk over here, 30 degrees, we warm it at 30 degrees. For 1 kilo of cheese, we need 10 liters of milk. The temperature of 30 degrees is very important for the liquid. This liquid, that we put it also there, this one is the rennet. We use artificial rennet, so our cheeses are vegetarian. There are only two exceptions. If you are vegetarian, listen carefully. This one, that is the smoked cheese, and this one, that is the farmer cheese, are made with animal rennet. So these two are not vegetarian. The rest are vegetarian cheeses.
Okay.
So after around half an hour of warming the milk, you're gonna see how the milk starts to get a bit more soft, and then we start to cut it with those rotator knives. The moment we cut, we're gonna see how it separates the cord and the whey. The cord is only 10% and is the only thing we use for the cheese. The other 90% of the whey, we give it to the animals to drink. We make our own beer. You can make a facial cream. There is a lot of things you can do with it. So we take the cord with these plastic balls like this. We put it here and we start to press it. The pressing takes around 2 hours. And after that, we bring it to the salt bath. This consists of 20% salt and 80% water. For 1 kilo of cheese, we have to leave it for 1 whole day. This is very important for the conservation of the cheese and also to give that salty flavor it has. After the bath, we're gonna leave it to dry, and then we're gonna start to put the wax. We put first the wax on top, then down, and then surrounding. It's very important if you buy the cheese, before you eat it, feel the wax. This is plastic, so this you don't eat it. Then we leave it here to mature. After 1 month, it's young cheese. After around 6 months, it's middle-aged cheese. And after a year, it's considered old cheese. This one is very soft. As you can see, it's a young cheese. It's around 4 weeks old. But this one, in the other hand, is a 2.5-year cheese, and you're gonna hear it. Very hard cheese. You can even use it to play bowling, or if you want as a weapon, it works. So, the cheeses, apart of having the wax, they also have a plastic cover which allows them to keep it outside the fridge as long as they are closed up to 1 month. So you can keep it outside the fridge 1 month, and you can travel with them without problem. All the cheeses are pasteurized. There is one exception, which is this one. This one is made with raw milk. So, for example, if there is any pregnant lady, it's not allowed to eat because it's not pasteurized. So in the store, in the left part, we have all the cow milk cheeses. In the right one, we have the family line cheeses, which Henry did it for one of each of his family members. In the middle one, we have the old cheeses, and middle to the right, we have the goat and the smoked cheeses. Now I would like to show you the slicer and the grater we use for the cheeses, that we also sell it in the store. This is how we use the slicer. Is anyone that is not vegetarian? Oh.
No, I'm vegetarian.
Someone else? The rest, don't worry, you can try this cheese or the vegetarian ones inside. We have more than 30 flavors. And this
What is the brand name of that, ma'am?
This one?
Yeah.
This one is the
Bethel.
farmer's cheese.
How much?
Yes. And this is how we use the grater, which is very handy for pasta, pizza, lasagna. That's how we use it, and it's very good because you don't cut your fingers either with this. So it's very nice. And to finish with, if there is anyone who cannot eat cheese because it's lactose intolerance or whatever, or doesn't even like cheese, we also sell straw waffles, which are the typical Dutch cookies with caramel syrup and with honey. You can find them to try as well inside to the right. So that was everything. Thank you so much, and now enjoy the cheeses. No problem.
Thank you. This wooden shoe workshop was the first company to be set up at the Zaanse Schans. In 4 decades, this small family business, currently run by the 3rd generation, has been turned into a global name, welcoming over 1 million visitors each year from all around the world. More than 8,000 people worked in the wooden shoe making industry over a century ago. Now there is only a dozen left. Luckily, Zapp and his son William Kuijiman managed to save several old wooden shoe making machines from being thrown out as junk. Using antique machines, they demonstrate how they still make wooden shoes in the same way as they were made over 100 years ago. This craftsmanship has been passed on to a new generation of wooden shoe makers who demonstrate their trade free of charge to their many visitors, preserving it for future generations to learn and enjoy. One can also purchase a pair of wooden shoes or clogs in any size or color imaginable. They are unique, safe, and practical footwear and the perfect Dutch souvenir. One thing is certain, the wooden shoe is and will remain a national symbol of the Netherlands. Now we are going to watch a demo of how wooden shoes are made.
This is poplar or willow. This is a piece of poplar. It's makes it easy to cut.
Très facilement à couper.
Back in the day, all wooden shoes were made by hand. We used this large knife to shape out the outside.
Donc à l'époque on a fait ça avec un couteau comme ça, à l'extérieur.
And several sizes of scoops to hollow out the inside.
Là pour l'intérieur. Tout est fait à main. Aujourd'hui,
It was a top job back in the day. It took about 2 to 3 hours by hand, but with the machines, 5 minutes.
normalement avec un couteau comme ça dure 3 heures pour faire des souliers. Ici, quelques minutes, vous voyez, quelques minutes. Alors il y a deux machines de notre pays et une machine de votre pays. Merci.
Comment ça?
À l'extérieur.
This machine works similarly to a key-copying machine. The machine follows the model, while the knives cut out the exact same shape on the local floor.
Non, c'est sérieux, hein?
Now the toe and the heel are cut off the traditional way with this large knife.
Alors le nez, à main, les talons aussi.
Cuts like machines. Something like that. This shoe is not finished, the wood is still very wet.
Donc c'est encore très très mouillé, hein?
That is all natural water from the tree. So the shoe needs to dry slowly for 4 weeks.